Hello, welcome to another IBB10 on a beautiful Sunday evening. I hope everyone is sitting down with a cup of tea, coffee. Sometimes in Mike's way, it's a glass of red or a Cruisy Campo. What we got tonight, Mike? There we go.
Cruisy Campo. I'm going to drink one a show until they decide to give me a sponsorship.
But yes, we're back, and hopefully my internet connection is a lot better than last week. Don't all say there's a delay when there's not, because I've all just been talking to you.
Been on dial-up, hasn't it?
Last week, mate, it was insufferable. Nearly as
shocking, but I've upgraded it this week to the 3rd tier, so it's what I can afford.
Well
but yes, I am joined by. Sorry, Bill.
No, nothing. Go on, you go, mate. Go on.
But yes, I am joined by the usual lot. I have to my left, Mr. McCaffrey. How are we, sir?
Yes, mate. Fresh back from Vegas. It killed me. Killed my bank balance. Killed my liver. And nearly killed the marriage. But I'm here, ready to go. IBB10 show. Let's go, baby. There's a lot to talk about. Some crazy shit's happened over this week.
There is a lot to talk about. To my bottom left, we have the poshest name in football, Mr. Monty Watson Price. How are we?
Good, thank you. Slightly less hectic week than Mike. I mean, doing near enough nothing for about a week straight, so ready to go.
Sounds like a typical student.
Mike, how nice would it be to have that life? Do you know what I mean? Not have to do anything. Me and you fucking having to globetrot. Monty gets there, his double barrel name, doing fuck all.
Look at that, he's got a grand piano in the back, mate. Look.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
I mean, this is the life that he lives. And as, yes, everyone can hear him, he is down to my bottom right. Mr. Billy Wood, how are we, sir?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. Good, busy week. Not as busy as Mike's and not as chaotic as the end of last episode, as we remember. Like legging it from a hotel room, only to find out it was a false alarm. But at least he took his air forces with him. Do you know what I mean? So he knows where his priorities lie. But yeah, for me, I'm all good. Didn't feel too good yesterday, if I'm honest. Yeah, went to the Emirates today, watched Arsenal women with one of my daughters. Had a lovely time.
Nice.
Haven't put up a list today. Haven't put it up, but if Sussex Football want to start talking on their group chats and say you need to listen to the pod tonight, you need to listen, because we're going to call a few people out tonight. Integrity needs to be in question tonight, right? And I don't give a shit who wants to come out the woodworks after it, because I don't care if anyone thinks I'm a good manager, shit manager, good chairman, shit chairman, good CEO, shit CEO, good dad, bad dad. I don't give a fuck. Your integrity gets called out tonight. And so
get me the popcorn. Bill's on tonight.
Bill is guns ready tonight. So, well, we start with, which is something we're going to talk about. We won't go too much into, but Seaford. Now, I've noticed recently, obviously, they've lost their captain to Ringmer. They've lost one of their coaches to Ringmer, but also the Jamie Bucket went to Ringmer.
Jamie left at the start of the season.
No, he didn't. He was there at the FA Cup.
No, yeah, he left at the start of the season after that FA Cup game. And I know that because he moved into my house in Pevensey. I left.
Oh, well, there we go. Well, I haven't spoken to him.
Your location,
but yeah, and also Paul Wise stepped down as well. So what I just want to go on is, obviously we know Seaford have had problems with the ground at the moment, and they're still kicking games off at 2:00 on a Saturday.
Maybe then step down, mate.
Oh yeah. When did I leave that? When did I leave there? October, was it? So that's what he went back.
He was still there, FA Cup league.
Yeah, right? But the FA Cup was in August, guys. We're in fucking February.
Yeah.
Like, let's be realistic about it.
But what I want to say is, what do we think is going on at Seaford at the moment? Still not got the floodlights
Can I jump
fixed.
in on that?
Yeah.
Yeah, go mate. Yeah, that's why I put it out there.
Firstly, Paul Wise is a top bloke, and I'm sure
He is,
Mike agrees.
yeah.
You agree, Lee and Monty.
Yeah. Love Paul, great guy.
Cheers, Charlesy. Yeah, I like to steal things, don't I, Charles? As you know. Right, like with regards to Wisey,
Yeah.
he's a top guy. He's done unbelievable for that football club, like unbelievable. He went back in this time round as they were close to relegation from Division 1, weren't they? When he went back in as manager before. He done great, put a great squad together, got them and won the league last year. Rode a storm at the start of the season, then they started picking up results, then they pushed away from the relegation places. It looked fine. Now, we're not here to speculate because
No.
people, right? But we understand obviously he has stepped down, or there's nothing from the club, but we've heard it for weeks on end that he's not the manager anymore, right? And if that's speculation, that's speculation. But if he's not, I would imagine most of the people that were there are still in control or in charge. So it'd be intriguing to understand what has gone on, because I had him written as a definite to stay up this year, but looking at the table, and especially after the result yesterday, surely they'd be potentially
12 from 28 points.
Yeah,
right. I'll say pretty much, because I can't see the bottom.
Yeah, I'd say they're safe, Bill. Now.
Yeah. So then what has happened then? Because what's it? No wins in the last win was in November, the 29th of November. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So seven without a win. So something's been going on. Is it a case they're comfortable and they're just ticking over and there's not much to play for? What do you guys think?
Well, it is my piece. First and foremost, Paul Wise is a good friend of mine.
Yeah.
He is one of the nicest, supportive guys I've met in this game. When I first got into this podcasting, he was one of the first people that opened up his phone to me, and we would sit there on a Friday night, just chat away, talk just about football, about things in life in general. Then I really got to know him. We did the 90K 24-hour mission with Seaford for Movember.
Yeah.
And he got about 70K through and pulled his groin. It was horrendous, and he wanted to carry on. Okay, I did a 2.5-hour live with him in the back of the minibus, and he opened up on his stuff and his family life, how his dad had been involved in the club and things like that. And the goal for Seaford this year was survival. Yeah. I know Pooley, who runs a tight ship there, and Darts, who is another fantastic guy. He's a guy that you'd have on a night out any day. I love him. Yeah, and all the boys. Obviously, when Simo left, that was interesting, But I know he went to Ringmer where Tommy H would look after him. Tommy and Paul know each other well. Whatever's happened behind the scenes, nothing can change the fact of what Paul Wise has done for that club. Okay? Whatever's happened, no one's speculating on anything. Paul Wise is an absolutely incredible guy. And, it's a shame because I know he bled Seaford. He was at that crowd early in the morning, getting stuff ready, and he'd be there till late at night. So I'm sending best love out to Wisey. He knows I love him. He knows we'll support him. And now,
I would imagine though, like Darts is probably in interim or whatever it is.
Yeah, from what I hear, that's true.
Okay, and because there's no word out of it, like maybe the door's open for Wisey. Look, he's done such a great job there. Then maybe you need a bit of time. Like I said, we're not here to speculate. But remember, the one thing you really wanted to do was get the club in the FA Cup,
and he did.
And he's done it. Do you know what I mean?
We were there for it.
We were there for it, and they won.
Yeah, he messaged me and asked me to cover it and go and film for him.
Good.
He didn't ask me because he knew I was at the bar at the time. Do you know what I mean?
Mate, you're a liability when it comes to the bar, so that's why he asked me, because he knows I don't drink at games.
But even so, if it is just interim or he needs some time out, we've all had time in our lives where sometimes football has to take second fiddle.
Yeah.
You know, we've all got families, we've got jobs. Bar Monty, he's a student. But
with a grand piano.
Yeah, with a grand piano in the back. But you have to take some time out. But as I said, no one can take away the fact that he did so much for that club, and he's a fantastic guy. And whatever happens, I would love to see him back in the game at some point when he's ready, if he's ready, whatever happens. But darts, good luck to him. Pooley, all the boys out there, sending my best.
They've still got all the same players. I mean, none of the players have left. Like starting line up there, Hayden Big.
Just one, which was the captain. That was it. It's the only, as far as I know, it's the only one that's left.
That one did shock me, actually, to be fair. Because Simo's a really good player. I think Tommy Adams had that away there. He's done all right there with that.
Yeah, he's a quality player.
Mm.
Yeah, well, they've got the TikTok goalkeeper now, the YouTube goalkeeper, Jordan Brown. Is he Instagram, whatever? You've seen his videos, haven't you? Monty, come on, as a goalkeeper on that subject, how do you feel about a GoPro in the goal? Like, what's your thoughts? I'm intrigued.
Personally, I wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
Because obviously you're then just inviting the extra shit you're gonna get. I mean, and then you notice in games. I can remember watching the games back when he played us. When he was at Lancing at the start of the season, we beat him 3-0 at our place. He's done a save and he's looked back at the GoPro to make sure it was recording.
Yeah. Oh.
Well, you're not focused on the game then. How can you be completely focused on the game if you're worrying about if your thing's recording?
Yeah,
it's exactly that. Because if you watch some of his stuff, some of the saves he makes are good. Don't get me wrong, but there's some saves he makes, and it's like you could have just caught that. But because the GoPro's going, he wants it to look good for his social media.
Yeah,
can you blame him?
No, isn't it? It's becoming a bit of a
Can't
regular
blame
thing
him because he's young and he's trying to put himself forward. But sometimes those easy saves, just save them. Don't make something that could cost your team a goal.
But what's happened with that, isn't it? What's happened with it? And Monty, as I say, from a keeper's perspective, like we're not goalkeepers to jump in and tell us I can catch a fucking cold. But with regards to it, right? I'm guessing he started doing it to get his name out there and to build a repertoire and try and move up the leagues. And fair play to him, he's continued it after, even though he's getting pumped. He's getting pumped at Lancing, pumped like some games he's getting pumped. Seaford, I think he's letting. Well, in the last 2 games, he's 11 goals in the last 3 games, right? So, as a goalkeeper,
Stefanos.
I'll talk about him as well, about GoPros. I'll tell you a story in a minute. But fair play for him continuing it, and he has to, because for pride, if he stopped there and go, you're not doing it now because you're getting pumped every week. But I just don't like it. Like you say, like with the like, I also think it sets you up to have a shitter. Like,
can I ask one thing?
Yeah.
About that, because I follow a few goalkeepers on TikTok. What's his one?
Jordan, I don't know.
He's real GK or something.
Oh, the real GK. I follow that one. I follow that one. Right. I watch a lot of social media. Does he though take the good with the bad? That's what I want to know.
He does.
If he does, then fair play. If it's just a fucking highlight reel every time of supersonic top saves and that, then you know what I mean. And I agree with what I know. Mac's a good guy, and he's doing it now. And he's cutting his own little sponsorships and content out of thing. Is it going to change? I don't think so.
I think it's going to get worse. I think there's going to be more that do it. So on Steph, because he keeps popping up here, when he was just having these little comeback run for Outfield 23s when he just got back from his ACL, just because of his accent, and he said he had a GoPro, I told him to stick one in the goal. Just because he's Greek, Yeah, and he's a mixture
I was about to say,
between.
where's he from?
He's a mixture between, I don't know, some Greek geezer and Borat, right? So you can imagine when he talks, it's hilarious. That's very him, right? And then and he got done on one of the videos. Thankfully, we like he didn't ever put it out anywhere. I mean, he never did it again, but it was quite funny for the moment anyway. But yeah, look, I think for me, it's going to get worse. I think there'll be more that'll do it. I think.
All right. With these cameras now getting so small, yeah, and they're all like AI'd up and everything like that. At what stage does it get where a player wears one?
Oh, don't imagine it.
You can't.
You
won't be allowed, unfortunately.
So, Monty, you're a ref. Would that not be allowed?
You wouldn't be allowed, no, because you can't. It's the same as jewellery. You're not allowed jewellery on when you're playing. You can't have earrings. You can't have a bracelet. Nothing. It's literally kit, shin pads, and boots. That's all you're allowed.
There's a few players that do it in Sunday League and get away with it, isn't there?
Yeah, Sunday League, but the referees don't really care because I mean, the Sunday League. It's not professional football. It's not semi-professional. It's a bunch of mates who are going to have a kick around. Whereas even you get to step 5 level, the referees are getting assessed. They're trying to get up, and if they let a player play with a camera on, because when it then inevitably gets posted everywhere on social media, the referee will get pulled up for it.
Yeah.
So you just can't let it happen.
You would think at some point, like the amount of ref abuse that people get, surely at some point the referees are going to start getting cameraed up.
It was trialled.
Right, listen, they do now, don't they? In the Sussex Sunday Football League, they've started doing that now.
Really?
Yeah, because I actually wanted to sponsor 6 refs, right? Young refs that are just coming to the game, and pay for all their kits and help them out a bit, but use some of this footage and see how it goes. And that was something we were legitimately talking about, something that could happen.
But let's talk.
Hold on. Pull out that Rosie comment quickly, actually. I get what he's saying, but I've seen, like, obviously people pick just of that. People do pick the shit parts, don't they, to have a pop out and what have you. For me, it depends how you're doing it, right? For example, if all your focus is on that game is to get views for whatever you're going to get on your whatever,
yeah,
I don't think you're going into the right way. If it's a different camera angle, you also can have like, I know like Essie Don's put cameras in goals and stuff like that for their like, I think they had it one year was sponsored by Capri Sun, right? And they had the Capri Sun camera and it was the goal cam, right?
I like that.
Yeah, which is great, and it is, and like he says there, get sponsors for gloves and stuff. It's brilliant. But for me, I don't know. It's just it's how it's done. And I'm not saying Jordan's is shit because I actually quite like Jordan's stuff. Ali Seka did it when I was at Lancing. I didn't really like him doing it, and I told him I wasn't a big fan of it. But it was what
he must have had backache when he was playing for you, mate.
Yeah, no, he did. He broke his leg once. Like for me, but. Again, Aliou is a lovely lad, like, and was building up his channel and has done since and done it beforehand. So, who am I to stop someone trying to do something? Because ultimately, let's be real, it wasn't the difference between us winning games of football. It really wasn't. But I don't know.
But Bill, you've been in the board. You've run clubs from top to bottom. Yeah. Right. That's that kind of thing with the new age, with social media, with everything like that coming through. Is that not going to give more exposure to a club and make a club more attractable to sponsors or future revenue streams?
Potentially, because if there's something that's endearing from your club based on it, 100%. Like we did a series recording, So Big G did one for his. Funny enough, Charlesy, when George signed for Upfield before Don's got into non-league football, so Croydon did a whole year where G filmed the whole season, for the YouTube channel. So effectively, Croydon were the Saturday version of FC Dons for a year, right? Which would have done unbelievable for Croydon, and I think it helped Jalsey as well. I think it showed him in a better light than what people may have perceived. We at Upfield were going to do the exact same thing, It was only because Eddie Don's got into non-league football on like literally the 23rd hour, right? Everyone thought I didn't really sign him. It was done, and some of the figures that I heard were ridiculous. But we can talk about them if you want. But I think if you can get the right mix between exposure, and I think with football, you can't write the script, can you? So it's not like you can every week guarantee a win or guarantee a 2-1. I don't know. Okay, well, like you can't guarantee. For example, if you want to have it on video, you want to guarantee things are going to happen. So being 1-0 down to the 85th minute and winning 2-1, and your goalkeeper pulls off an unbelievable save in the 93rd, right, to make you win 2-1. Like you can't write those scripts, so you have to just see how it goes. And I think that's the beauty of football is no one really knows what's going to happen. Week by week, none of us know. By some of the results that we see, sometimes it's an absolute shock. Whether that's, you know, New Haven losing 7-1 yesterday, or Shoreham, I think we should give a round of applause to winning 4-1. Do you know what I mean?
I think once we got to talk positively about Shoreham. We'll get onto that in a bit.
Yeah,
and
but do you know what I mean?
I've got a manager ringing in
now
10-15 minutes about that Wall Countyans game v Loxwood yesterday that was abandoned after 3 minutes with a super serious injury. So I want to get an update on how the player is and everything like that.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's my thought on it. Look, whoever the goalkeeper is who wants to do it, great. Right. If it helps them and helps the club, great. But if it starts becoming detrimental to their performances, then maybe they should think about putting their performances first.
Yeah, no, 100%. So, as Billy said, and as Mike said, just before manager calls him, let's talk about the Shoreham result quickly. After 23 games, going to Seaford yesterday, getting a 4-1 win, plus the return of Luca as well.
How much is his dad paying him?
Who's Stuart, you in here?
I've heard serious dough going around at Shoreham now. So come on,
but
speak up.
I dropped Connor a message as well. Yes, he said, "Look, mate, well done on the win, and everything like that." But so now, Fardinian's game called off yesterday. Shoreham winning, and I think Lancing got called off. Was that right? Were they playing away and got called off? I think.
Yeah.
How's that now looking, league table wise? How's that bottom three?
Right. Well, let's go through Shoreham's next 5 games. Right. Give us a bit of perspective. Guernsey away. What are we saying? And I want to finish on a positive, by the way.
Okay. Look, we know whoever goes to Guernsey, it's going to be tough. Yeah.
Oh, good, yeah.
So we take Guernsey win, yeah.
I don't expect
at home, yeah.
You know, and I love sure they probably don't expect to take anything from there. You know.
Okay, but let's just say Guernsey win, right? Then it's the Shoreham Lancing shootout.
That is a huge game.
Shoreham.
I'm pretty sure. I'm 3 points to Shoreham for me.
Yeah.
Pagham Shoreham. Pagham away. That is for Shoreham.
Pagham will win that.
Going down to the Lions then.
Hayward's away.
No way. Not easy going down there. The Pagham boys.
And then Horsham YM.
Well, I mean, last time Shoreham played Horsham YM, it was a very big scoring game.
Was any of the players changed yesterday? Was there any new faces or anything like that?
Just Luca, I think.
No,
I believe.
There seems to be a bunch. Right, obviously, we can't say it on here, but obviously, a lot of faces have come back, haven't they? Jake Lindsay, remember Tommy Haddon said I don't know if Tommy Haddon said it off camera or on camera. I said, I'll drop someone in the shit here. But about what Jake Lindsay got to go. Oh, okay, right. So I won't say what it was.
Do you know what? I think that's bollocks as well, by the way, from what I hear.
I thought he was going back to New Zealand or whatever it was after Christmas.
Well, yeah, I heard he was going back to New Zealand as well. His other mates. thing.
Or travelling, whatever it was.
Like, Stu, where are you tonight? You won a game Saturday, and you're not here.
Oh, he's listening. Slainers will be listening.
He's always
He's
watching.
trying to get the receipts ready for me, isn't he? He's trying to get the receipts.
See,
Leaves
on
on
the
19th. Oh, okay.
But supposedly good money. All right.
Oh, hello. The hotline bling.
Oh,
yes. Confirmed what we're going to talk about later. Bill?
okay.
Yes. And another player as well. I'll send that through on the group chat. I'll send that through on the chat. But yes, whoever's just sent that through regarding that team and those two players, we are going to be mentioning that. Bill's been working out in the gym. He's been doing a bit of this today, getting ready for this one. Feathers.
I don't give a shit, but I actually find it funny, and I can't wait to just talk about it and just hear what people have to say about it, because it's just fucking hilarious, and it just shows that people have fucking short memories, like really short memories. Oh no! And by the way, that second one, no, it's not true.
The second one's not true.
No, he plays for us.
Oh shit! Is he playing for us?
That was earlier in the year.
Or do you not know that now?
No, it's early in the year.
Okay.
But sorry, I just saw that coming. Everyone watching is thinking what are they talking about? But the first one.
You're a rumour. Give us a shout.
Yeah, but yeah, like with Shoreham, they've got to give themselves the best chance. And I said it about 4 or 5 weeks ago. If they've got a bit of money in the bank, spend it, because it's better off staying in step 5 than going to step 6 anyway. And I'm not saying that they're spending loads of money, but even if they are spending a little bit here nor there to strengthen the side, to attract players, fair fucking play to them. Do you know what I mean? It's tight enough down there that you can. There weren't a drift of about 15 points, and it was not the East Grinstead situation. Do you know, it's tight down there. So if 200 quid a week extra, let's just say, and it might be nothing, but say 200,
I think it's nothing.
Well, that's your opinion, Mike. But like, let's just say it might not even be on the books. It might be sponsors, as we've heard from previous clubs have done before, right? But like, even if they're doing it, who gives a shit?
They've given themselves a fighting chance, haven't they?
Absolutely, they have. And fair play to them. And I hope Connor pulls it off. And I genuinely do. I still think it's between. I don't think Midhurst and Eastbourne are going to go down. I don't think
Midhurst and Eastbourne will stay up. I put money on it with Connor coming in. From what I hear, 7 or 8 ex-players from Petersfield, which were a good side. Have been waived. The old 7 days and all that lot. And I think that come from his mouth as well. So when he told me,
so like for me, it's a shootout between Lancing, Vardinians, and Shoreham. Has to be between them three.
What is it points wise down the bottom now between them three?
Shoreham bottom on 13 points with a minus 54 goal difference, which is significantly higher than Vardinians. That could be an issue. That's like an extra point. Vardinians are on 13 as well, and Lancing are sitting on. You've got Midhurst and Eastbourne in between with 5 games in hand on 14 points, right? So a lot of games to play, and then you've got Lancing just above that on 15 points. You've got Crawley down ahead of that.
Can they get dragged in, Crawley down?
Yeah, mate. They got 4 games in hand over the bottom.
Well, they got to win those games, though, haven't they?
Yeah, they have, but they should have enough about them. I've been disappointed this year in them. Really disappointed.
Yeah, I feel a bit sorry for Dave. I ain't really clicked this week.
No, but you know what? Like, I got 4 games in hand, so like for me, it's between Lancing, God bless them, Vardinian, and Shoreham, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So I think it's a massive 6-pointer with that game. What is it? My mate Dean Adley, he said it's the 21st, isn't it? 21st Shoreham versus Lancing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Massive game. Both teams have got to go for the win. You can't be sitting out playing for a draw in that, lads.
No.
No, it's a shootout. Straight shoot.
What do you think, Monty?
It's a tricky one. Obviously, I didn't play when we played Midhurst. I didn't play when we played Vardinians either, so I'm not too sure about how they are as a whole. But I know Vardinians, when we played them, having watched the video back, they were really easy to break through because we played 80 minutes with 10 men and beat them 5-1. And but obviously, I know that they're well coached, they're well drilled, they're getting harder to beat. Shoreham, you never know now. We didn't expect them to get many points at all from the remainder of the season, and they've just gone and pulled out a win, and they're unbeaten in 2, which is their longest unbeaten run since September. And then Lancing as well. I mean, we played them, we battered them first half, but they did really well in terms of preventing clear-cut chances. So we only went in 1-0 up at half time, and then they managed to nab an equaliser in the second half. But yeah, I'd say
they have conceded 14 goals in the last 4 games. Lancing 14 goals in the last 4 games.
Yeah. I believe we've got Ian ready on the line, Loxwood. Mike, ready?
Yeah, we've got Ian Matthews here from Loxwood FC. Ian, how you doing?
Very good, gents. How are we all?
Really
Good, thank you, mate. Not bad at all.
Firstly, mate, want to talk about that game yesterday. We hear it got called off after 3 minutes. Want to know how Mason's doing?
Yeah, so a fairly innocuous challenge, really. Went to hold the ball up. Fullback came in behind him. Not entirely sure if it was a knee or just a contact, but you could see he was in pain before he even went down. And yeah, he was quite clearly in a lot of pain. As I say, fairly innocuous challenge. Nothing I wouldn't expect my fullback or centre half to be doing if someone's trying to hold the ball against them. So no real blame attached to it. But unfortunately, yeah, we have to wait for an ambulance. It was quite clearly a spinal injury, which meant that we couldn't use the stretcher that was available because he didn't have a backboard. So that left us kind of with the only option of leaving him out on the pitch in the rain whilst we waited for the ambulance to attend, which with a 5-car pile-up on the M25 took about an hour and 45 minutes. So, yeah, not great for the lad, to be fair.
And is he out of hospital now, Ian?
He is, yeah. So he went in, he had some scans, he was discharged last night. He's back at home. He's got some fairly hefty swelling on his lower back. He's obviously been advised how long he's out for, and he's got painkillers, etc. But yeah, hopefully, touch wood, there's no lasting damage. Obviously, he's just got to monitor when the swelling goes down as to sort of what damage there is there and how long he'll be out for, etc. So
I think you want to shout out the physios as well, don't you? Because apparently those they did. Who were the physios, mate?
So our physio Kieran Kane and AFC Walcountian's physio Grace, both of them were absolutely superb. Stayed with him for the entire time he was out there. And also Barry Cox, who was actually one of the linesmen.
I like Barry, good guy.
Really nice guy. So those three were taking in turns, obviously supporting Mason's neck whilst we waited for the ambulance to attend. And yeah, and to be fair, the management team from AFC Walcounties was superb as well. One of the lads was at the end of the road, if you know that pitch. It's quite a distance down that little track to the sort of car parking entrance to the pitch.
Should the game was the pitch playable though? So that wasn't an option.
4G.
Yeah, right. Okay, that's fair enough then.
I mean, we couldn't move him basically because we didn't have a backboard. Because we only had one of those fabric stretchers, we wouldn't be able to support his back whilst we moved him off the pitch. So yeah, we had no choice really but to just stay as we were. So,
it combines with you've only started getting your players back and you have another injury now, Ian. Well, we're glad to hear he's potentially on the mend and that. We never like to see anything like this happen in a game. Can you please send our best, pal? And you've had a bit of a revival lately, haven't you?
Yeah, we've picked up some points. we've managed to get back to a place where I think, well, with Mason now, I think we're back up to 5 out long term, 3 of which I doubt we'll see this season. It will be pre-season next year. So yeah, we have had a bit of a turning fortune with returning players, and we've now got squad depth, competition, etc. So that does help massively.
Good. Well, Ian, cheers for coming on, pal. We're coming to see you in a few weeks anyway, down the Nest and that. Yeah, tell Lacey to get the beers in the bar, all right? and me and Penn are coming down, mate. So send Mason our best, mate. And yeah, get that bar stocked up. I've told Lacey that. All right.
Will do, chaps. Cheers.
Take care, brother.
Cheers,
Bye-bye.
mate. Thank you.
Like Ian, mate. Nice guy.
Yeah.
Never nice to see, injuries like that. We had one at Ringmer the other day and everything like that.
Yeah.
This goes to show, it can turn. It actually happened to me years ago. Yeah, years ago, right? I was playing centre half at down at the Gleeblands for Worthing United, right? Which is in Ferring. I went up for a header and I got clacked there and then there, knocked out, span, and my head pile drived into the floor. I lost the use of my legs for like 45 minutes. And I just got with my new missus at the time. And they was telling me, potentially paralysed and all stuff like that. As soon as I got to the hospital, now I ain't afraid to admit this, they had to do the special move to get these legs moving.
Up the arse.
Yeah.
No,
The old
it was
finger.
a fist for you, mate. One a finger.
Yeah.
It was a peak.
They went out when he wore.
As soon as that happened, bang, the legs were back in there, but I had 2 massive black eyes. But it just goes to show, you never know on the football pitch. Why you should all have a bit of insurance, lads, as well.
Yeah.
Got a bit of
100%.
insurance.
I agree with that.
Come and see my website. Anyway, great to hear. Where are we, lads?
Well, should we talk about Stenning?
Let's talk
Yes.
about Stenning.
Talk about Stenning.
Because that's a battering.
Massive.
It was a game, I'll tell you. Obviously, Stenning coming out and winning 7-1. I've got to say though, New Haven started really well. Really well. I thought that at one point they were going to get the early goal, and then that would have really changed the game. But yeah, Stenning, after that little attack that New Haven had, Stenning I think they sort of looked at each other and went, right, we need to do something here. And yeah, they got two quick goals. And from there, they just looked in control for the whole game. New Haven had their moments, but what I noticed was with New Haven, they'd be on the attack, they're putting balls in, there's no one there. There's no one getting in that box to get something on it. A few times they did that, and there just wasn't anything there. Dion Jarvis got a hat-trick yesterday as well. Great player. But yeah, I mean, 7-1 puts them now 2 points behind Haywards Heath. So it's looking interesting up there for that. Really interesting.
Look, I think for me, even though I said I'll take them.
I agree with that.
Go right. Stenning, unless Haywards Heath have a little bit of a wobbly spout. There's 3 games in hand, isn't there? I think it's Haywards Heath's title. No one disagrees with that. But the fact that Stenham have pushed them all the way, it would be unfortunate. But it happens a lot. Happens a lot with second place where you just don't get it over the line in the playoffs. You only have to look at last year in the Isthmian South East, over 100 points, and Burgess Hill beat him in the final on pens. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you wouldn't want all their endeavours for the season to go, let's just say, unrewarded.
Yeah.
After 7-1 win today. But they might look at certain games this season and go, If only.
Well, what non-league said, this one, they were unlucky there. Jamie
Yeah.
Hollis sent me the videos of the things. First off, the goal that was ruled out was 2 yards onside.
What about the one that hit the wheel, whatever it was?
It went in. It went in. It fucking went in.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? Amy and Hollis and all the boys over there must feel fucking aggrieved with that, because that was a big turning point, and that could really, really play into their season, you know, especially with the fact that if Heath got this Vars run, that got delayed again. It's another game. Do you know what I mean?
Look, I know exactly what you mean. I just think Haywards Heath are going to have, if they do as well in the Vars as we hope they do, and maybe to be expected, they're probably the 2 largest budgets in the league. From Giles' comment there, they probably are, right? So you expect, you on money, you should expect them, but also
they get 2 of the biggest fan, bar Guernsey, but that's
Haywards Heath are an Isthmian League side, really. Let's be honest.
Yeah,
on and off the pitch, right? And standing had a brush with it last year, and should I'll say should, and that might be like the curse of death, but should maybe get another crack at it next year. But I don't know, like Haywards Heath, could it be a case that they have so many games? Could they be playing Tuesday, Thursday, Saturdays? Could they end up like with an FA Vars run?
You'd expect them to, aren't they? In the RUR as well, still.
Yeah, but that's not always a good thing, is it? Sometimes momentum's great and you can plough them off, but all it takes is 2 fuck up fixtures in a week, and then nerves kick in, and it's fuck. Like it could, but I think they've got enough in the tank just to roll this in and get it done. Do you know what I mean?
I do, you know, but I also recognise our Stenning are a really, really good team as well. There's good teams up there. There's your Paghams, your Guernseys, your YMs, people like that. They're all up there. You know, on their day they could probably beat each other.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, so but that's a statement. Putting 7.
Oh, massive!
It was good.
Bearing in mind they both play on 3G as well, so that's not an excuse.
Speaking of that as well, I think it's the 17th of this month. Stenning Newhaven play again in the Cup semi-final at Shoreham.
All right. Okay.
So 2 teams that play 3G. Yeah, 2 teams that play 3G are playing grass, and the other 2 teams that play grass are playing 3G at Stenning.
Leveler.
Exactly.
Okay.
And they're really consistent, though, aren't they, lately? They're like win 1, lose, win, draw, lose, win. Like it's not like they went really under the radar at the start of the season. They were like ticking off results.
P7 as well. P7 is Cam just mentioned. They're on a roll.
Yeah.
Can I just mention something as well? Now we've done that bit.
Go on, mate.
I just had Sayers. He's a Rolls Royce of a player, this lad, and he just sent me. We were talking about the injuries and stuff like that. He just sent me an injury from yesterday. Flynn Barnes. I don't think you guys can probably see it on there.
Is that the stamp on the foot?
Can you see that? His knee.
No.
Oh, shit.
What happened to him?
Well, it looks like his knee is sort of like desiccated out. I don't really know, but I'm sending best to Flynn the Rustington, because that looks horrendous. Bless him.
Yeah.
No.
So
that's Flynn.
Injuries. Some injuries that are coming through now are getting quite bad. Monty, what do you think of Stenning's chances and rest of the season with Haywards Heath?
I mean, I want them to do really, really well. I get along with everyone at the club. But I mean, personally, if they are in the playoffs and it's between Stenning and Guernsey, I'd want Guernsey to go up because I don't want to go back there after our exploits this year. And in the answer to what non-league said, if you compare their points now to if it was last season, they'd still be second. So they'd be 4 points back from Hassocks. So I mean, you look at it and you go, it's not mind blowing how well they're doing. I mean, you look at Hassocks last year. Hassocks finished 90 odd points. They were on 69 points after 27 games, whereas Stenning have got 65. So they're not blowing everyone out of water. And then again, you even look at Haywards Heath and go, well, if they win their games in hand, that's another 9 points on top. So they'd be what, 5 better than Hassocks were last year, which again puts into perspective just how good Hassocks were last year. Because I think that goes. That's not mentioned enough about how well Hassocks actually did last season. But I mean, it's Haywards Heath's title to lose. I mean, like Billy said, you just don't see anyone catching them. I mean, I'd hope that there's always the hope they drop off, lose a couple of games just for the competitiveness of the league, but. They just look so formidable. I mean, they just go win. And you look at games, you go, oh, that could be a tricky game for them. They've won 4-0. Right. So and then that's out the window.
Good teams are drilled. Good winning's a mentality and a habit.
13 goals conceded. 1-3, not 30, 1-3. And how many games is that? What? 24 games? That's
fucking ruthless, mate. That is ruthless. That is like those I used to be a defender. Those defenders want to defend. They must love to defend. You know, really want that. I must really feel it. Yeah, you breed it.
Yeah, it's like what that works out. Oh, I was going to do any Aluko maths then and get it all wrong. Like it works like just what about 0.6 goals a game or whatever it is. Pretty wrong. But that's unbelievable. Like if you can get your team to concede in a goal a game. Like, 1.2, like you're happy, because you know that if you score 2 on average, you win a game of football, right? It's when you start getting to the 2 pluses, you're shitting your pants because you always got to score 3. But I think they're so formidable and for me, I want them to go. I think Kev deserves an opportunity to win this league and then have a go next year. Do you know what I mean?
Kev. I like Kev.
So when Stenning won the league, I was thinking, right, here we go. Stenning are going to be one of those sides that might even creep into the playoffs if he keeps this lot together, adds a couple, and it never I don't think we ever found anyone really ever found out why Kev left when he left. There was shitty people starting shitty rumours up online, and they know who the fuck they are, scumbags. Absolute fucking scumbag.
And he took a lot of shit. It
was the same sabotaging scumbags that try and fuck everyone else, right?
Where is Naz now?
Because they're little. What's that?
Where is Naz now?
But that wasn't Naz I was talking about, by the way.
No, but you know,
when Kev left Stenning, right? People were making up rumours that he nicked a load of money down a bookie. Yeah, like all that shit. Yeah, which like if Kev weren't a stronger person, like number one, if you weren't a stronger person, you don't know what could have happened to him. Do you know what I mean? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, imagine everyone thinking you're some thief, right? Because some little jumped up scrope thought it was right to write that on social media because their life must be so boring. Yeah, absolutely boring.
Couldn't be further from the truth. That
so it's not worked out. It didn't work out with Naz and Haywards Heath on a personal level. Yeah. Naz goes, Kev comes in. Everyone gives Kev a load of shit because he's friends with Steve with the Gems he's made.
Steve took proper and his wife and his family took proper shit. Yeah, you know? And I've got to know them. That's bang out all of the stuff they took.
And they've look at this year. It could end up with a league title and a Wembley visit. How cool is that? Do you know what I mean?
How cool is that? I backed him, didn't I?
Yeah, but look, like that's football, isn't it? When everyone writes you off, that's football. And fair play. You know, Naz does get a job soon if he wants a job. He might not. Thing is, though, Mike, we say where is he? Maybe the right one. Maybe he's been offered jobs and not accepted them. Because let's be honest, he did well at Haywards Heath.
Look, he was doing phenomenal, and that's why he got so much backlash. Yeah, weren't they top of the league? conceded only a few goals, won loads. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So like there was that, but then two on that as well, right? Maybe it's just maybe the right thing for him as a kind. But the longer you're out the game, people do forget about you. And I'll be honest, until you just brought up his name, I completely forgot about him as well. So
Well, that's phone me later, mate. You might get a job, lad.
maybe.
But I just think it would be nice to get a bit of recognition in that, because he is a good guy, and his team around him are good as well. They're really, really good lads, you know. And look, they give it out, they can take it. You know what I mean? But on a personal, I hope Steve gets some retribution, because from what the shit he was put through, you know, that weren't nice. Nobody should have to go through that. You did.
No.
You went through it, Bill. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no one should. No one should. And like, I find a lot of it funny now, right? A lot of it funny. But people shouldn't throw bricks, you know, if they live in a glass house, right?
That's it.
And
it's stones though.
Well, all right. I've got bigger muscles. I can throw a brick. Somebody's little monkey.
I've seen you on the boxing pads, mate.
Right.
Yeah, we've seen him.
Yeah. But yeah, like for me, I don't know. Look, it's all right to have a bit of banter. To sabotage someone, come on. You don't need to sabotage. You can have a bit of banter, have a laugh, like we just had with Shoreham, which, by the way, again, all of us, after they, like, all in our group chat, we were buzzing.
Oh, no, we were,
all of us were buzzing, right?
I was sending the scores through while I was at
exactly. And we were buzzing for them. And we're buzzing for them because we're quite invested mentally, because at first we hammered them for like a lot of the decision making and stuff, right? But you're mentally invested in wanting them to succeed, because there's good people there, and you want good people to do good things, right? And it's the same with a lot of these clubs. We're never ones. We always have a banter, like stupid up early the money emojis, right? Because some of us might have heard players are getting paid now, and some don't believe so, some do, right? But we're never gonna bury them. We're just stating what we think.
And we do love Stu. We do love Stu.
I like a lot of them.
Although he's not great at Paul. If anyone saw the
is he not?
Game,
can I hustle him, do you reckon, for that?
If anyone
easy.
Live, when I doubled the black with the back of the pool cue to win, no look, live, he knows about that.
I think that's when he handed the club over to you as well, mate. I swear he put the club up.
I think I'm the new owner.
Yeah, I think you are, mate. Yeah. But just before we just get to what Billy wants to talk to, I'll just say quick, did anyone see episode 3 of the Lingfield project?
No, I haven't watched it yet.
I did.
Have you not?
Rich messaged me and said it's out.
Same.
Right?
Yeah, he messaged me and said it's on.
And I want the keys to that club, mate.
He's lying about games of ball.
I own Shoreham now, Stu. Give me the keys to that club, mate.
Sign your shares over. Come on.
But Lingfield episode 3 I thought was a really good episode. We won't say too much because Bill hasn't seen it yet.
Don't ruin it for me.
It's worth a watch.
The games involved though are Hayward, Heath, and Guernsey.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
really good watch. Really good.
I'll tell you what, Rich is true to what he says. He keeps it warts and all. He don't shy away from nothing, mate.
Nothing's edited out of it.
He puts it how it is.
I really liked him on when he came on here. I think he's nearly as deluded as me though, and he's going to build a city in Lingfield. Like it's going to be like a hospital.
He's probably watching as well right now.
He's watching. It's brilliant, and like he genuinely, the ambition and that passion he has for what he's going to deliver there is fucking phenomenal. Right?
He's building something special, isn't he?
Yeah. And you have to be a level of mental and a level of deluded to achieve those things, right? Because if you don't aim high, you never get the middle ground. If you're just this boring, you can't do that, you don't do this, if you do that, you're always going to flatline. Like a lot of these T and K are now the new name for them clubs called the T and K clubs, right? If you're a T and K club, nothing's ever going to happen. But if you're a club that's going to go, nah, fuck it, we're gonna aim for the, we're gonna shoot for the stars and hit the moon, or Moon
Shoot for
stars.
the stars, shoot for the moon. Even if you miss, you'll land in the stars.
There we go. Right. So yeah, right, even if it's that, and that's what they're doing. That's what he's doing anyway. And he might hit it. And if he does, he does. If he don't, he don't. But I tell you one thing: Lingfield will be a better club for him, whether he's there for 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, or even leaves in the summer. It'd be better. It's better for him, his input, than it was before, for sure.
And I think he's put his long term there as well, because even he messaged me when I said that I was looking to potentially invest in the club. There was only 3 people that said don't do it. One was Billy Wood, one was Rich, and one was Trev Nell. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, but
do not do it.
Well, obviously the wife don't know.
Yeah,
no, not yet. But
yeah, that's
right,
what tea and cake club. They're called tea and cake clubs. Anyone that ain't got an ambition anymore, if I say tea and cake, that's what I meant.
Right. Okay. So, let's get Mike to bring Billy in for the next segment, because I know
Mike, you can, but I want to make it very clear. This was brought before we bring it up, because it looked like it's me going on a rant about like me who gives a fuck. This has been brought up in our group chat and in 3 other group chats, and I've had 7 different messages on it of everyone thinking it's scandalous. And then the more I think about it, I'm like, it's a bit cheeky. So let's just we're an open pod.
Yeah, very open.
Right. So basically, about a year ago, I did a podcast with Bill when he left Lance, and he had a few things to say. Did thousands of downloads in 24 hours. Week later, I did it with Alex Lang. Both lads didn't hold back. Both lads brought receipts.
Alex Lang was before me.
Was he before?
Much before I could even get a word out, mate. He was
right. Okay. Well, you both did a mental amount of downloads in the thing, and I actually credit it some of the success we've had. Now there are rumours flying around that he has gone back to Lancing after it blowing up. So I want to put it on the record, first off. You know, I like Langy because he tells it how it is, you know, in there. Don't agree with everything that happened. Probably king of the shithousery, you know, and I respect that. Fucking good player, by the way. Fucking good player. You can't say that way. But obviously you and Bill, you know, this is you've heard this today as well.
Yeah, fine.
And Monty, are we right in saying this is confirmed? This is on full time?
Yeah, it's on the full time website. Yeah.
Okay. So, Bill, what's your opinion on this?
So I laughed when I heard it earlier, as you lot know in the group chat. Yeah. And then loads of people messaged me saying like, where's the integrity in it? And so, because look, I couldn't give a shit. If I'm completely open and honest, I forgot Alex Lang existed as a player. He ain't kicked a ball since he left Red. Let's be real. He went to Red Hill with his friend Sammy Morgan, who he kicked up massive fuss about getting the sack from Lancing. And then
Sammy.
And then and Sammy's doing all right at Red Hill.
Good guy, Sammy.
Then Alex Lang was the player assistant manager there, and then was bombed in October. I don't know, in October or something, whatever. Right?
When Cobra,
one of his best mates, or whatever it is. Yeah. Okay. Fine. So I don't really give a shit. But when people start bringing up integrity and stuff, and then we start getting messages, like that message we got into our group chat earlier, right? And I'm going to read it out. I'm not going to say who it's from. It's not from any staff person that was with me at Lancing last year. It's not from anyone who was on the committee who's left. It's from someone non-associated, but very tight in the Sussex football scene, right? Okay. I'm going to read it out, and anyone else can have their judgment on it, okay?
Mm-hmm. Don't hold back, Bill.
No, it's not my word, so I'm just going to say, I'm going to read them. I'm looking at them, I'm going to read them out. Fucked off when things got tough for the club instead of fighting for the club, right? Led a player revolt, which saw key players leave. joined a rival relegation club in Hythe and played against them, slandered everyone at the club and made recruitment pretty much impossible, as well as turning the fans. That's it. Right. Now my thing is, I'm going to give Lange the benefit of the doubt here and say some things that I think would have led to those things, which happened. All that happened, by the way, right? His best friend got the sack, who he thought was doing an amazing job.
Right. Okay.
So let's just put that.
I didn't know they were that close.
There was money situations where they ain't got paid, and he was whatever.
Yeah, that's well documented.
He thought I was a shit manager. Yeah, so that might be true.
To be fair, I've only played you once, and we beat you 5-1. So
down to 10 men, mate. Remember, right? The Hythe situation was not just his fault, but the fact that 3 players who all play for the club were released from being registered to Lancing and let play for Hythe was actually the secretary's fault, and actually a fucking disgrace from the secretary. So his integrity should be called into consideration there, right?
Whose integrity?
On that, the secretary, 100%, right?
Secretary
I'm not holding back from that.
Of what? Like, secretary of who?
Of Lancing at the time, 100%. Should never have released 3 players to go and play against you that week. Obviously, the geezer wanted me to get bopped or whatever. I thought that letting them boys go, like the goalkeeper, Harry Heath, who obviously is Lange's mate, and Lange.
Lange's in.
Hey, Lange!
Lange's in the room.
Lange, talk to us.
Make it cool. So these things, what we want to know, with this, what's being accused?
Of
I don't know,
because
I don't know, but you know, we have to
turn around today.
Come into our thing every day. So, right.
Let me jump in. Yeah.
Lange,
call the number. Call Lange. Call this number now. Get in here.
Jump in.
Yeah.
So
get him on as a guest.
So going
Lange,
on as we get Lange in, I'm going to say what I'm going to say. Yeah.
Get him in.
He, for example, I gave him I gave him the backup there. So there were these reasons why he might have done those things. Yeah. Correct. So with those, what we want to know is, what's his reason for being back at Lancing? Correct?
Right, hang on.
Yeah.
Right, hang on. Lange,
John?
Lange, pull that number at the bottom there. Look, go 790. That number.
Do we not get him in the pod?
That's probably got the hotline now. That's probably got the hotline.
I don't know, someone's hoovering.
Is that in your house, Monty?
Shouldn't be.
So I've muted him. It is Monty. Yeah. Right. Yeah, go on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, Lange,
so
you got to ring it. You got to ring it if you want to come in, lad. Ring this one, lad.
Well, look, what we do is we'll come back to that, right? But what we want to know from Lange is, why has he gone back to Lancing? Yeah.
Here's why I think he has.
Go on.
Right? Because I know he cared about Lancing, right? A lot. Yeah.
He told me the same when we spoke.
Obviously, why he was fucked off with everything that was going on at the time. Yeah. And basically, they're in the struggle at the moment, and he's looking potentially like he could maybe get him back out. Here he is. Here he is, the boy. Lange, how you doing? Right.
You're live.
Right, Lange, listen. You're live now, and there's well over 1,000 listening. All right. Please keep it pretty professional. All right. But right.
Lange, can you hear us?
Can you hear him?
Lange, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hello, mate. So look, the reason we brought this up is because it came onto our group chat today. We want to know one question answer for it. So we're happy you're on. What is the reason going back to Lancing now? Is it because of their situation they're in? Is it because it's okay?
It's nothing like that. Dale managed me at Hayward Heath.
Yeah.
I've got a lot of time for Dale, not just in the sense of football wise. I think he's one of the best coaches and most enjoyable coaches I've played for. I haven't enjoyed football for a very long time.
Yeah.
When my nan passed away at the end of October last year, I noticed that I actually didn't miss football, and with work and life with the kids' ages, that actually I don't really want to play. So I've kept myself ticking over anyway, just from a personal aspect, just to keep myself fit. And Dale obviously came to me more within his situation of his management career and where Lartsing are at. If I'm completely open and honest, how Lartsing were previously, I made that quite clear. People have left since then.
Yeah.
Obviously not saying that as yourself, Billy, but I mean, it's quite clear.
I know in the boardroom, right? In the committee, correct?
But obviously Dale's made it quite clear. He's asked me a couple of times since before Christmas, and he's always stayed in touch. So I've sort of said to myself, why would I not go and help out a mate? And that's it, to be honest. It's not for a financial. It's the lowest I've ever earned and ever will earn in football, and I don't really care that. Obviously, Lartsing is in other ways as well. But probably my favourite club I've played at from a fan's aspect.
They loved you there, Langy.
Yeah, so for that side, it was that as well. Don't get me wrong, if the people who were still there when I left were there, I wouldn't be going back. But I have no reason to not go back when Dale, I think, is a really good person, even to the point of I'm very keen on my family liking my football environment, and if it's not right for them, it's not right for me. And Dale is probably the only manager who's ever bothered to speak to my wife on at a game, or if we bumped into him and I've not been there, he'll still make the effort. He's a good guy, so that's the reason why.
Okay.
There doesn't need to be any speculation around it, on a podcast. If people just pick up the phone and ask me, I'll just clarify.
That's why you wrote in. We love that.
With this podcast, I don't know if you ever listen to us or whatever. Whenever we get stuff that comes in, we just try and talk about it very openly, right? And we make it very clear that whatever we say is not gospel. Whatever we say is just is the news that we have coming in that we might think there might be a spin on it. And the fact that you've come on, firstly,
love that.
I'm sorry about your loss. No, I'm sorry about your loss, massively. I can imagine that really affected you. And there's something that's just come up on here now about what happened at Red Hill. Was it the passing of your family member that unfortunately means that you had to leave Red Hill?
No. With Red Hill, I think it was a difficult one. I was obviously, again, in a little bit of a transitional period with my work where I travelled to London. It was definitely much harder to commit to what I needed to commit to. I don't feel like I was getting out of at Red Hill what I thought I would get out of it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, like I say, it's just been I just sort of called it a day with them in the sense of, I was obviously doing a little bit of coaching, and for me, I didn't agree with how we wanted to play, and I wanted to try and play a bit more, and there was stuff like that. But again, I'll be honest, it was a little bit like last, so I don't really care. The payment was horrendous. We were always late pay-wise. I couldn't justify doing what I was doing, travelling to London every day, and then travelling to here, there, and everywhere.
Langy, can I ask you something, mate? Right, because I stuck up for you when there was a shitty bullshit allegation about you, wasn't there? Right, and it was. Where the fuck did that come from, mate? Because that was complete and utter bullshit.
Like I said, I don't really know. Do you know what? I'm going to out him. I don't care. It was Ollie Saunders who messaged Henry Muggeridge saying, "Have you heard about Langy?" And do you know what? I was going to pursue this, and I didn't bother in the end because it's just pathetic. And the Henry Muggeridge said, "Oh, what's this then?" And he went, Langy's got an FA charge against him for racism.
Which was bullshit.
So I was like, I just laughed at first. And then I was like, okay, that's a bit weird. So I called Ollie. And I said, oh, what's the crack, mate? I said, look, I'm one of those who sort of said that. And he went, it went into a manager. I was like, right. So I said, do I know the person? He said, yes, you do. So I was thinking, there's not many connections I really know with Ollie Saunders, because like he coached at Haywards Heath. And then this was the worst part. I've obviously said to Ollie, look, he was like, let me speak to the person who told me, and then I'll try and get to the bottom of it for you, and I'll come back to you. So I said, look, if you don't come back to me, I'm going to take it a bit further with, I'll go to the FA with you making that accusation, because you've got to understand, from my point of view, I'm hearing you have spread it, and then it's stopped. Yeah. So I obviously wasn't happy. Like, my employer, my boss, told my boss, he was obviously like, look, you've got to get to the bottom of this, like, because that's a serious allegation. I was like, I know it is. So I spoke to all the boys at Red Hill, because they said it was my time at Red Hill, and all the boys just sort of laughed and all said no, like no chance. I went to call Ollie the next morning, and he blocked my number. So,
fucking hell.
Weird, isn't it? Like, why would you block someone's number if you're completely innocent? You've given false information or whatnot. I called the FA, and obviously they were like, no, it's all rubbish. Like, send me an email. Obviously, I posted it on X to say it is all rubbish. I've got no charge against me.
But you don't need that, do you? You don't need those kind of shit. Yeah. You know what I mean? You got a young family.
That sort of added on top. I obviously had that pass on my nan. Just like, non-league football's just so gimpy. Do you know what I mean? There's so many fucking idiots, and it's just boring. I could do without it. So yeah, obviously I had a bit of time out. I'll be honest, I still don't really miss it. But yeah, like where it comes back to what this whole pod is I am just genuinely helping out who I consider as a mate, and who I think is one of the sort of nicest blokes I've in non-league football. So it's just try and help him, to be honest.
Well, Langy, fucking cheers for jumping in, mate.
Mate.
You are a real one.
Thank you, mate.
You say it how it is. You did a shitload of downloads when we did that podcast together, mate. And that, I wish you all the best. We'll come and see you soon.
Now I've got Billy, though. I just want to say, I did tell you so.
You did. But I also did tell you so about me as well, didn't I? And we both were right in a weird way.
Mental geez. I literally had, like, how you didn't clock on the first day and walk away when Barry was denying that he approached you. You were denying.
It was one of those, and I said it on the pod I did with Mike. It was one of those moments where it was so heavy, and you think, right, I don't really know all the answers, what's going on here. What do I do? Like, and then I thought, right, I was going to have to sit tight and ride this and work it out throughout the moment. I think the big one for me, Langy, was when I was sitting in a committee meeting. And I was sitting in the committee, and I brought this up in the pod, so it's not new information. And I had all my staff there, and I, once again went, can you confirm the budget to me? Can you confirm these things? Which they did. And then my staff was like, we don't get it. We just don't get, like, but yeah, it's one of those ones, mate.
It's good. Martin's in there now, sorting things out. Gander in there.
I like Martin. I saw Martin. To be fair, I saw Martin a couple of weeks ago when I was over at Lancing. Had a good catch up with Martin, and even with Dow, it's like I've always admired his 18s teams over the years, and get on with him quite well. And look, I wish I've always said this anyway of Lancing, even when I left after being effectively used, I always wished the club well.
Yeah. Well, Langy, mate, cheers for jumping on, buddy. And
thank you, mate.
Love to your family, mate. And we'll have a beer when I'm going to pop down to that Lancing Shoreham game. We'll have a beer then, pal.
Cool. All right,
cheers, lad. Bye. Look at that. See? Do you know what I mean? This is what this show's
on the pod. Like, and that's the beauty of this pod, right? like, end of the day, we have to. Cam's right as well, though. With everything else, we need to get to the end of the season with a fresh start, and they did need a fresh start, and that's why I walked when I walked, because I could have easily gone into the new season, and I would have been all right. A couple would have been all right. We'd have found sponsors and whatever to help them. I would have gone the extra mile to make sure they had sponsors in the door. Do you know what I mean? But at the same time, the club needed a fresh start.
You got to admire that, though. Him jumping on and that, and look, it seems like you two you two might have a beer now together. Do you know what I mean? This show might have brought
It's quite interesting. With Lane, it's quite interesting. Before he left, I was speaking to him for about 2-3 days leading up when I went in, and then till the first game. And any dialogue we had was all right. It was only when he left it got really toxic for a bit, and you can tell why. There were factors from his side. I probably took it personal. He probably went a little bit personal on me as well, because ultimately I'm the manager, right? It is what it is. But at the same time, it's good. He's a Marmite character. I'm probably a Marmite character.
I think all three of us are, to be fair.
So like the fact that he's come on here, like obviously when we found out that this Marshall loves it.
Oh, Marshall is he's always Marshall. He's a little one that you've said if he gets a certain amount of goals.
Marshall, find out how many goals you got, mate. Because I said as soon as you get to that thing, I'll buy you those boots.
Who's he play for?
Sure, I'm like the young ones, bless him. His mum's
Marshall.
His mum's an incredible lady.
I've got kids watching. I'm swearing. So, like for me, coming on, even being open about what he feels about the Red Hill situation, right?
4 more, Marshall. We said 15.
You know, coming on talking about Red Hill situation and saying that you weren't happy there or with money and the way they were playing. At least he's open about it. People don't have to agree. People aren't agree. And like I said, like we said, what we talk about here is it's just going to be brought up, right?
It's what we hear as well, what we get told by people.
100%.
And yeah.
All right, I'll take 12. All right then. But you can't. I love the fact that because that's what he is. He says it out is. People don't like me for certain things. They don't like you, Bill, for certain things.
Yeah.
Probably we say it how it is, you know.
Don't get me wrong. Back then, it hurt me massively because I felt like I was under attack, and like it didn't help. Didn't help the situation at all. It didn't. Right. It really didn't. But at the same time,
there was a lot of stuff going on at that time.
When you're hurting and you want to spit the venom, you don't give a shit about how it's going to affect anyone.
Yeah, of course.
Right. And I think Lee looks better like that, if I'm honest.
What's his nose?
He's been in my box.
Let's not keep it like that. Quick phone call.
But my thing with that is he made a clear point. If certain people weren't there anymore, would he still be that? He wouldn't have gone back.
No, he says it is.
Well, Monty's not there. Just Monty
is there, mate. He's just going to get his hors d'oeuvres from the butler.
Okay. Right.
Just drops him in.
But the fact that look, people can, and just so you know, what? Nah, you need to be sacked as chairman, Stu. Sack him.
I'll sack him. I own the club now.
You own the club. You got to sack him for that. There's no way. But like for me, he's come out and said why. He's gave his opinion, and the good thing about I'm not surprised, Stu. The amount of money you're spending now a week at Shoreham, you can afford a week in Cape Verde. Do you know what I mean? With regards to look, we're not afraid of people coming on. Look, that could have been fucking mental. Like he could come on. He could have
there was no. We didn't know he was going to come on.
No.
Could have gone proper south. But at the end of the day, this is edgy, right?
This is us, right?
This will never not be edgy because, and we'll get a lot of shit wrong, a lot of stuff wrong, and some stuff will be proper detrimental. Like, you know, Lee will be shitting himself in the background thinking, what are they going to say now? Do you know what I mean? Trying to keep it in there. But
I love this. This is what this pod is about.
Yeah.
But
being open and.
I'll tell you one thing that you can't take away from Langy. He's a fucking good player that's going to improve that team.
But like he said, he's not played for a while, but he's been ticking over. So it might take a while to get up to speed.
I'll take 90%.
Another question I ask, because I know Langy has this in his locker, right? Recruitment. Who else might be going through the door if he's there?
Look, you know, I'm due to meet Mr. Gander to have a little chat with him over the next week or so. So we'll see if I can find out. But you never know. Dow is a good guy. You never know what can be brought in. You know that Midhurst are bringing in players. You know that Shoreham are bringing in players.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So
who's next?
What is next? Anyway, all right, can I just quickly talk about something?
Go on.
Anyone go to that Burgess?
Yep.
If anyone out there was at that Burgess Hill game, did it win that bet?
Oh yeah.
Sorry, mate. It's my son. Jesus Christ, mate. Well done. I don't condone gambling unless they win. Right. Did anyone at that Burgess Hill game yesterday? Because I've seen a lot of stuff online today about a geezer who was fighting with his own fans. Right. Pulled out. Are you ready for this?
Yeah, go on.
Pulled out a dildo, and attacked a policeman and got arrested.
With a dildo.
Yeah, I mean,
Attack the policeman with a dildo.
my bingo card. If anyone was at that Burgess Hill game, or is this just like a crazy one of the?
What odds would you got on? Ben Pope going in goal, keep gets injured, and someone else slapping the dildo in the face of a copper,
and then Shoreham winning.
And Shoreham winning. I reckon you would have got 1,000 to 1.
What a weekend.
Probably more than that, mate, because
82,000 to 1.
I'm more concerned, was it a fresh one out the packet or not?
I heard he came straight to the plate the night before.
Did he?
Yeah.
Anyone that was at that Burgess Hill game that can shed a bit of light on the dildo situation.
Someone was asking if the burger van was selling fish finger rolls. That's what I'm saying.
Billy.
That's what I'm saying. Right?
Bill.
But I mean, look, if you don't believe me, just type. Was it St Albans? I think it's St Albans, wasn't it? Yeah. Just go on X, have a look.
Yeah.
It's and the other one I want to mention that's not in our leagues. Did anyone see that 30-man pool at that game?
Man. Up north,
When
right?
the manager went into prime Mike Tyson mode and banged out that play.
Drogsden or whatever it was. Drogsden, whatever it was, yeah.
Where was that, Lee?
Yeah.
Where was that? What game was
I think it was Drogsden. In
So
the
number 50, one of the teams,
FA Vars.
It was an FA Vars game. There's always trouble in the FA Vars later rounds. Every year, there's always trouble on these games.
The funny thing is, if you watch the video, there's the 10 who's giving it the big one, running up, squaring up like that, yeah. Then tries to do a Shawn Michaels super kick, misses, right? Then his mate jumps in, and the geezer, the assistant manager, sends in a prime Mike Tyson hook, bangs him out, puts him to sleep. Then the 10 went, no, I'm off.
He walked down the tunnel.
Yeah, and then the guy decided to spray him with water. I mean,
And then I saw on the other side of that, their number 15 was dragged over the barriers, right, over the other side, and was scrapping about 4, but a woman was pulling him back and pointing at the camera, look, camera. And he was like, I don't care. And he's swinging.
That was his mum. Allegedly, that was the 10's mum.
Oh, no.
I shit you not. It's his mum. Oh, and yeah.
She was trying to pull him off, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But if anyone check that out as well, I just had to notice that because that was just like, there's a lot of bands coming there. There's a lot of bands.
I want to know how strict Burgess Hill security is to let a dildo in the ground. All right,
Gary, Jay, if you're out there, let us know about dildo.
Let us know
because I've heard funny things go on. That is funny. All right,
brilliant.
So,
well, what else is there about?
Let's find out from Monty down in the corner what is going on at Roffey. Anything exciting happening? Anything going on? Upcoming games?
Injuries. Lots
that old chestnut,
and lots
Monty,
of injuries.
That old chestnut.
I mean, you'll probably have seen when we played Eastbourne United away last week. Jack Monday played about 25 minutes.
No way, Jack Boy didn't play.
He played about 25 minutes because he was all we had. We are literally bare bones at the moment. So I mean, it wasn't.
Where did he play? What position did he play, Jack?
He put himself centre half. So I mean, it's I think the 4th game he's played this season. He's put himself up front in 2 of them. He's been holding midfielder in 1 and then centre back now. And I mean, we
Jack raced himself, did he?
I mean, we ended the game
Give me a bell.
ended the game with a back four of our right back was a centre back. Our right centre back, it was his first game since January 25. Jack Monday, and then a right winger playing left back. We were very much bare bones. I was the most senior player for us on the pitch at full time, the second most senior player in terms of appearances for the club in the squad, and this is only my second season. We are so bare bones at the moment. It's just unbelievable. And then to make news even worse, Monday we got the news that one of our midfielders has done his LCL, and he's out for 9 to 12 months. So it's not going.
12 months.
Yeah, it's not very good for us at the moment.
You're safe anyway. You know, this is like you're sitting there mid-table. You're not going up. You're not going down. So just got to get to the end of the year, I guess.
Yeah, I mean we're still in the IUR Cup. We got semi-final Tuesday at home against Haywards Heath, which, for being honest, won't be on because of the weather. But you know, we just got to keep digging in. We see ourselves as we're probably one of the underdogs in the league. Obviously, it's only our second year in the league. We're especially when we're playing Haywards Heath, the Stennings, the teams who are established at this level, and we're coming in and going, right, let's try and have a good go. I mean, we probably punched above our weight massively last year, obviously being second until March. But I think this year we're just trying to win as many games as possible, which is proving harder at the moment than it was at times earlier in the season. But you know, it's just you just can't give up. You just got to keep working, got to keep grinding, and just eventually it will click. We're not a bad team. We've got really good players. I mean, it was out yesterday that our striker has just dual regged at Lewis in step 3. Obviously, we had Mace go to Hastings. We've had a couple players go elsewhere who are doing really, really well. So we're a good team. We've got good players, and we've brought good players in. But it's just not clicking. And I think the fact that we're having to rotate so much due to injuries, unavailability, and suspensions is just killing the cohesion of the team.
Yeah, with changeovers, Monty, I get that. Like, you know, and I will talk about Hastings in a sec. But we've suffered from that, from the amount of changes or having to think, like having to move players on, try different things out, you know, try and find the right formula. It clicks in one game, it's like fucking brilliant. Next game, we look a little bit open, a little bit messy, or not as manly as our position, and you have to rethink it. So it's probably one of those years for Roffy, right, where it's probably a reorganization, but is it like a building year? Like, do you know what I mean? Like a reorganization of where Roffy are going to be for 26, 27, rather than aspirations this year.
Yes, I'd say so. But I mean, we're looking at 2 years' time, obviously, with the new ground, which is penciled in to open in September 2028. We're very much just trying to hold ground at the moment and build and get building blocks in place ready for when the new ground opens. We can hit the ground running. So it's just, you know, we're not going to go down. We're whatever it is, 28 points clear of the relegation zone. We're probably about the same distance from the playoffs. I mean, we're comfortably in mid-table. And like you said, it's very hot and cold. I can remember in December, we beat Haywards Heath 2-1, only team to beat them in the league. Following week, we go and draw at Lancing.
Yeah.
So we beat YM 3-2. Following week, draw or lose. We're just so inconsistent, which is obviously the one thing you don't want to be in football is inconsistent.
No. Inconsistency kills you. Well, on that case, like, you know, you brought up like Roffy and obviously Jordan Mace. 2 new bits of news that were released this week from Hastings. Good news is the contracts of both Sam Pigeon, who's been exceptional since coming in as a left-sided
He's a player.
and Jordan Mace are both signed to the end of the 26-27 season with Hastings, both under contract now. So I say roughly an 18-month contract, I guess. Both two players that the manager, Dave, obviously, really rates, and we've assessed where we want to be longer term, and they're two players that we see as building blocks for a potential challenge at the right end of the table next season. The task this year is not done. Do you know what I mean? It's not done. We've still got to do our job. We've still got to stay up, but and it's not been easy for the fans. And I want to bring that up because there might be Hastings fans who listen. They might not, but there might be some that want to kind of, I don't know, screen capture this little bit I'm going to talk about, and because there's a lot of moaning going on at the moment, and to the point, sometimes rightly so, right? And I'm in a quite a good position within this football club that I'll say what the fuck I want, really. Never to the detriment of Hastings United, because I love the club to bits. But I always say it how it is, whether that's to the owners, players, manager, supporters, whatever. I will just say it how it is, right? It's just me.
But ain't that the best way, Bill?
Yeah, that is the best way. And I did it when I was CEO as well. Like, I was always up front. And I think
stops you being two-faced.
I think it's not stuck right with me. Okay, so look, communication with the football club outwards has not been great for the last few years, right? It's not been as consistent. Who's that? Who's he on about?
Probably me, mate.
Oh,
that was me, mate. My Wi-Fi went.
So it's not been great for a couple of years, right? We'll come on to the questions in a bit, but let's just talk. Let me have a candid moment about Hastings now, guys. Okay, so it's not been great. Sometimes not quick enough to get news out. Sometimes not quick enough to address rumours. Sometimes not quick enough to ease fears, right? And that might just be the way the current owners are. Like, I don't have to really give too much information out. Like, only give you information out if you need to. And I don't disagree with that. Yeah. That's another way of doing things as well, right? And I don't run the club anymore, so it's not ran my way. I just have my input in the football and have a very close relationship with the owners, to the point that if I don't like something, I'll say it. Yeah, simple as. Now, yeah, he is class, absolute class, and how he wasn't playing this level before is an absolute joke, if I'm honest. So, talking about Hastings at the moment, so the fans are getting a bit downbeat when we lost at Faversham. We got bullied. I came on here and said as much, didn't I? Really, when we spoke. And then Harley L, our goalkeeper, has moved on to be second choice at Folkestone and Victor. Yeah, who are flying
second choice. Second choice.
Yeah, second choice. Right, flying in the Isthmian Prem, and they're blaming it on the manager. So, long story short, stupid rumor got out. And I'm going to be really, really.
What, they blamed it on Dave?
I'm going to talk. I'm going to talk about it openly because that's my way, and this is where I think open communication stops this happening. This is where it stops this happening. So in my day, I would be coming straight and going, "That's bollocks," and this is why it's bollocks, and tell them, and it kills that off, and then you can focus on the positivity. So there was this rumor that our manager wasn't having a goalkeeper, right? The goalkeeper that's played every game apart from when he was injured. Okay, number one. We play AFC Whiteleaf at home. So this rumour comes out that week.
Good team. Good team.
We draw 0-0. But just before the game, around 2 o'clock-ish, so after the team talk, Harley's not well enough to play. He's in the change room, says, "I'm not well enough to play. I can't play." All right? Harry Howes, young goalkeeper, come through at the academy at Hastings, played for me obviously at Uckfield last year, has played a few games for Hastings this year, steps in the sticks with an hour before kickoff, right? 17-year-old goalkeeper. Keeps a clean sheet. Has a good game. Yeah? Harley sits in the stands, watches from the stands. Speculations going that Harley was dropped before kickoff and all this bullshit. It was not the case. He was sick. And Harley has been top, by the way. Top lad. Good relationship with Dave and Alex. Like, top. Okay? So he's sitting in the stand. He's upset. He's ill. He wants to be playing, right? Harry keeps a clean sheet. Dave makes a decision to start Harry against Faversham. He does a clean sheet, okay? Harley turns up to the game, warms up with Harry, not like totally fine, like I wouldn't say laughing and joking, but laughing and joking. Do you know what I mean? Like was his normal
Good
self.
spirits.
Yeah, he's liked by the supporters. Supporters are going, oh, I'm not sure about how can we play this kid in goal, blah 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 blah. Right? We lose 5-1 or wherever it was. People might, if people want to be really picky, they'd probably say that Harry was at fault for 3. I wouldn't say so. I would say a poor defending first half left him in a bit of a shambolic state. If I'm completely honest, is he a young goalkeeper? Is he going to make mistakes? Yeah, absolutely. But battering a young keeper isn't like, yeah, especially one of your own. Like, come on, it's not like we brought this kid in.
How good is he, Bill? Do you think
Harry Howes is going to be a fucking exceptional young goalkeeper, and like he's gonna grow as a goalkeeper, in my opinion, right? In my opinion,
kind of level?
I think he can play Isthmian League football now. I think he could probably kick on from there. But again, this is the problem is the rumor is that Harley's been dropped and like there's a rift and all this stuff, right? We get
Did he address it though, Harley?
What?
Did he address it at all?
No, he never addressed it. Well, no, but then players don't. Like, let's be honest, if it don't. But Harley was not horrible with anyone. He was totally he was brilliant. 7-Dayer comes in from Folkestone, from Jay Saunders, manager that he said was one of the best change rooms he's ever been in, one of the best managers that he's ever worked with. Yeah. Gets the opportunity to work with him again at Folkestone, who are looking probably to go full time on a 3G pitch, flying in the Isthmian Prem, like best side there in years, probably. Will be a National League South side.
Mm-hmm.
He decides to take the opportunity and go. Turns up to the room again, gives both Dave and Alex a gift on departure. So it wasn't like he walked out the door and go, fuck you, lads. Went and said goodbye to the boys properly. Top lad. And the amount of comments and nastiness around it is unbelievable, right? And then I have to realise, and this is my issue, they've been frustrated for 2 years as supporters, like really frustrated. So I'm sitting there going, oh, like, come on, now you can turn that one thing against the club and what have you. But they've been frustrated. Players have come and gone. After years of a settled team and settled environment, like they just can't. There's no level of like connective tissue around what they do. But the Harley thing is not because Harley's left because the manager wanted out the door. It is what it is. The Harry Howes thing, is he the long-term answer? Who knows, right? I'm not the gaffer, right? So I can't make that call. But all I know is if they forget what happened to Louis, they forget how Louis Rogers become Louis Rogers. So, like, let's not have a short-term memory. A big goalkeeper was dropped. Aggie made a big decision, played Louis rather than Charlie. I can't remember his last name. Charlie Horlock, I think it was at the time, who ended up having a great National League career. Played Louis. Louis Rogers becomes one of Sussex's best goalkeepers in non-league. Let's be honest. Everyone says Louis Rogers' name, he is, right? And that happened because Aggie took a punt, right? So sometimes you have to look at it and go, don't batter your own, even if they're not ready. Don't batter your own. Like, do you think anyone wants to see that? So I don't know. Like, I was really in 2 minds, but then I have spoken to supporters and gave them, my opinion or more facts, and it makes sense. I was like, yeah, and the stories of him being dropped an hour before kickoff are bollocks, and it's just to feed a negative narrative, and we don't need that right now.
Do you think you handled it better, Bill? Maybe like
100% we could have, but there's a lot of things we can do better. Like the club's going through a really
I'm not criticising. I'm just saying.
No, the club's going through a really interesting transitional period, right? And it's hard for me at times, Mike. It's really hard because I am outspoken. I am a little bit aggressive with my comments and my work.
But you have got great plans there. You are about to do some really, really good stuff there.
Yeah, 100%. If we redevelop the pilot field, but then when I see these pictures, oh, look out the pilot field, how much cleaner it was and how much better it was. It's called deterioration of the ground anyway, right? Don't get me wrong. I'm the first to moan if the ground looks like shit. I'm the first to moan about the pitch. I'm the first to like all these things, yeah? But I realised you can't keep throwing good money after bad. There was a reason Darren Burney, Peter Sherlock and myself wanted to move to a new stadium. There was a reason why we wanted to build a new complex, because we wanted to take Hastings United into the national leagues and look at league football. And we couldn't, in our opinion, at the time, do it at the pilot field. We couldn't finance it privately to do it the way we wanted to, right? Now, these new plans allow us to redevelop the pilot field, but it'll be in stages and it will take time. And it will be ugly. It will be ugly to start with. Be really ugly, and it is what it is. Like, because the fans wanted to long live the pilot field and start the pilot field. Well, you got your wish, but in that interim period, unfortunately, it's been hard. And
you're going to keep them updated along with the phases of how it's going to be changing.
I hope so. I'm not in, Mike. I'm not in control of that anymore. All I am. And it's not even been announced what I am. And I've been doing it since October. And this is what I mean about communication a little bit. I'm the head of football. That's what I am. Head of football, yeah? I'm not head of off the field things. I'm obviously in the know. I'm very close to the owners. But at the same time, I only have to look at what Dave's done. So he's lost less games than he's, I think it's 17 games we've played, and he's like league games, and we've lost 7, since he came in. Our goals per game average has gone up as well. Score more goals per game since he took over. Look, is it perfect? Are we making mistakes? Is Dave? Yeah. And Dave knows I wouldn't go on this podcast and pretend everything's like rosy all the time. But what he knows is that, it's not a one man running away on their own. We're a team, and we all stick together, and we're going to work it through. And the reason we signed Jordan Mace and Sam Pitch is because Dave's big fans of both players, and we are we're trying to build that familiarity for the fans again, and have players that when they come back when it comes back in August, hopefully, and I'm sure we will be in the Isthmian South East League, we're looking at it and we're going, oh, actually, six of these are like ones from last year, maybe more. I'm using this as an example, 6, 7, 8 new players, and then a bunch of new players. Let's just say, you just never know, right? And then that's the team that drags us through, sticks together, and we have a go with for the next 2-3 years with an addition here or there. But people also got to remember, when we had success, and people talk about the familiarity of the team, do people forget the Tommy Coonies, the Andrew Cisse's, the Ismail Diallo, all he ever did, never kicked the ball for us, but danced at the end of the games when we won them. I don't know where he is now, but that's what he done. People like that, even Danny Parish, got a winner's medal, but he's only winner for 10 games. These players, they came and went, right? Didn't always work out for them. We still had that going on with Gary Elphick, who, by the way, I always will sit there and say, in my opinion, the best Hastings United manager of all time, because of what he built with the crowd he built, right? And I know there's been loads of managers before him, and they were way before my time. But there was a manager that dealt with over 1,000, nearly 2,000 people a week, and delivered a league title. Yeah, that was Gary Elphick. So even in that era, we still had. He'd go, Bill, I've just signed this player. I go, I'm not fucking getting. Do you know what I mean? But it's just the way it is in non-league football. But now what we're trying to do is get that familiarity. Jordan Mace, maybe I shouldn't be saying this on camera. There's no reason why he shouldn't be a future Hastings United captain.
He shouldn't or should?
Should. There's no way he shouldn't. No way he shouldn't. So he should. Be a Hastings United captain. Sam Pigeon is probably one of the best young left-sided centre-halves I've seen for a while. But he's also intelligent and switched on, and he's no mug. So we're building things the right way. There's a lot of formula what we got to work out. And yeah, it's like I know I've been a bit open and candid in this, and Dave might shoot me afterwards. By the way, might let me.
I think it's good though, because if you're getting pelters for the lack of communication where the keeper's been like allegedly dropped and he hasn't been dropped, and you come out here and say that, you know, I think the fans would appreciate that, you know, being up front and putting that rumour to bed. There's a lot of clubs that don't address sometimes the rumours, and bearing in mind a lot of them are bullshit. You know, they don't address that, and sometimes those can spiral into little snowballs that turn to an avalanche.
Hastings United has the ability to be the most positive, exciting fan base in the world, but sadly, and I love them to pieces, can also be the most toxic fan base in the world when things aren't going right. And if you don't feed them properly with the right information, even shit information, you've got to give it to them because they'll find out anyway, right? They'll find out anyway, because Hastings is that sort of place where they probably know exactly what colour boxers I'm wearing today, right? Because they know everything, right?
On commando.
You're right. Who told you? Don't
let little Billy out, whatever you do.
Yeah. And the ultimate's very little as well. But it's very hard for me because when I left, we just finished outside the playoffs in Isthmian Prem. I never envisaged the club to the way it had, right? Never envisaged what we could potentially get relegated into the county league. I couldn't. And don't get me wrong, Dave put us in a really good position for that not to happen. There's still things, again, I've said it before, things that we've got to iron out. But I can't, like, what supporters, I can speak with an open mouth and stuff and do it however I want, because ultimately I don't care about the consequences. The owners might call me up and tell me off, but like I know what I bring to this football club and care for this football club, right? So they can tell me all they want. I'm going to still speak my truth, and I think I don't know. Like, we've got to be long-term playing. We've got to think like that. But whilst it is a bit tricky, it wouldn't be bad to be a little bit, I don't know, just a bit more open. But then saying that some people aren't that character, I don't mind it. I used to always write really good like notes in the program. I used to always like tell them everything and be like that. And then I would be like, just in the fans group chat, like writing a different note every day to let them know, or guys like, you know,
Do you have those fans groups?
We have a really good Facebook forum, Hastings United forum. There's probably like 5,000 people in there. It's really, really good. Like, really good. Yeah. I might be over exaggerating it, but it is big. Like, it is big. I'll tell you, actually. Let me tell you.
I do love that.
Hastings.
Yeah, I think, especially like, and where we are, not shows like this. You know, when me and Lee come up with this idea, it had to be a show where there'd be fan interaction. Yeah.
Yeah, like Hastings United, 2,700 members on the Hastings United fans Facebook group. So there's a lot of people that have an interest in what's going on, right? But I know things aren't going well. Do you know why I know things aren't going well in their mind? Because they're all posting all the old stuff from back in the day, right? And I'm telling you why I knew that things were going well when I was running it. No one gave a shit about yesterday because we were creating new fans that cared about us winning leagues and things, and the next player coming through. And that's no disrespect to the past, but there's a reason why the Arsenal fans aren't talking about the Invincibles at the moment, because they're
they were talking about this side being able to beat the 2008 United side. They couldn't even beat the 2026 side, lads.
Yeah, but they're going to go and probably win the league this year from being a robust defense. But well, you might say they bottle it, but they could end up with 4 trophies this year. No one's talking about Thierry Henry, Ian Wright, fucking Dennis Bergkamp, Robert Perez, or, you know, Arsene Wenger. True. They're not talking about it. They're talking. Mikel Arteta's now, like, do you know what I mean? You're not focusing on, I think, won the silverware now over long, because everyone's a little bit like, I know United beat them last week, and fair play, by the way, to Carrick, how he's gone in there and done the job he's doing. It's fantastic. Could be a curse though, because he could end up being at the wheel full time and It might not work as well, but
Could be like Ollie.
could be, but you never know. But like, because they're doing it, they've become a feared entity, aren't they, Arsenal, right? Man City have got them in the League Cup final. You back about 5 years ago, you would have gone, Man City are going to win this, aren't they? Do you know what I mean? Man City are going to win, but now everyone's Arsenal, right? So for me, you can always tell when a team is doing well. Always tell, because there's no callbacks to yesteryear. No callbacks at all. You know, some of these pictures they're putting up of all these great things. Oh, this is amazing. There's only 300 people watching them play football at the time. So isn't that amazing?
How many did you get down there?
What's that?
How many did you get down there at the moment?
At the moment, anywhere between 800 to 1,000, which for me is shit, because I only saw the other day, my first year there, it come up in my, actually, I think it might be in my memories today. Let me have a look.
But how does that compare, Bill, to the teams around you? In that league?
Yeah, massive, yeah. Massive.
Exactly.
No, I know, but I'll read this to you now. This shows you how far we got as a football club. This is a memory that popped up on my own Facebook 6 years ago, right? We played Ashford at home. This was my first season, just before COVID kicked in. This is how big the club got, right? If we break 1,000 attendance today, it will be the highest league game attendance in 20 years. If you take away the 2 games of AFC Wimbledon, who were bringing thousands to every game, because every time they went somewhere, attendance went up by 1,000 to 1,500, right? When they were climbing through.
Incredible.
Yeah. What an achievement this will be. So, but including the AFC Wimbledon games, this will be the biggest league game attendance for 13 years. Yeah. That was done 6 years ago. So can you imagine where the club was, like, whether they were big or not, where they kind of sat, right, as a football club? 1,000 was the minimum we were getting for games when we got hot after COVID, right? We were getting 13s, 14s. Average attendance was 1,200. We then hit 2,000, 3,000. We broke attendance records, all those sort of things, yeah? So the club has the biggest potential in all of Sussex, in my opinion. It's the most. Hastings is a football town, like an absolute football town, yeah? There was a point.
Not much more in it.
True.
Yeah,
100%. But like back in the day, there was a Sussex Sunday League here, and the Hastings Football League, like Sussex, Hastings Sunday League had 8 divisions in it. Yeah, not the West Sussex or East Sussex. It was Hastings. Yeah,
that's mad.
Everyone had 2 teams. Do you know what I mean? Everyone was like football. Both grassroots football has always been massive in Hastings, right? And if you give the club, if you give them something to like attach to and be part of, like what we did with Hastings United in that run, it's undeniable, Mike.
Yeah.
Like I'm telling you, undeniable. So my thing is this: it's been since buying the club, it's been a real transition for the owners and then my mates as well. Like they were part of it when I was there, right? It's just the roles have changed, right? So they're all my mates and people
So
I
they knew
care.
what they were getting into then.
What's that?
They knew what they were getting into.
Yeah, they knew, but it was going to be different because I was gone, right? So, not saying that I was the secret sauce. I was just the one with the megaphone. Gary Elphick.
But someone they knew, someone they trusted, that could be that link.
Yeah, and they've gone and done things their way, and they're not like me. I'm outspoken. I don't give a shit what people think of me, right? That's not their style. They don't care what people think of them. They're like me in that sense, but they're not ones to jump on pods or hold fan forums and stuff. If you want to speak to them, you bump into them at the ground, or you won't speak to them. Simple as that.
Well, I do that when I come up and see you, Bill.
Yeah, 100%. But I think I just want to reiterate the point of get really behind where this football team is going. Off the pitch, I can't tell you what things are definitely going to happen at the moment. But I can tell you, footballing wise, we're trying with a lot of error with it, trying to get the formula right so it taps into a little bit of what Hastings United represents as a football club, like the actual core values, with a 2026 spin on it. All right. And we'll do it.
Well, that is mad. And also, we've just hit 2,000 watching live, which is crazy. Can I just shout someone out, please, as well? If that's all right.
Yeah, go on, mate.
I want to shout out Noah, new style apparel sport. Got the Moon Man on. People see that?
Yeah,
A little bit of the Moon Man.
we can see it.
Yeah, he was my day one sponsor. Only just did his first drop last week. All his shirts sold out in
Really?
90 minutes flat. All of them, his whole stock.
Wow.
So yeah, shout out Noah, shout
That's
out
incredible.
New Style, and that.
Love
So yeah.
that.
Absolutely.
Right, anything else before we wrap up, lads? Because I've got to get in my Super Bowl mode.
No, I mean,
What about you hitting 1 million views?
yes, yeah. Just before we came on live, I've hitting on my YouTube channel. I've hit a total 1 million views for a little Sussex non-league channel. So yeah, I've like everyone that's watched and the views and everything is just amazing, and I appreciate everything that comes my way on the channel and subscribers and
You were going to give it up,
yeah,
weren't you?
just
You were going to give it up.
I was going to give it up last year. I was gonna drop the channel and I wasn't gonna do it. And then a certain someone had a little chat with me, just to my left.
Over about 3 bottles of wine, I think.
That you puked up.
Yeah, that was
at the
mile.
infamous day, puked up. Yeah. But he said, yeah, don't give it up. And yeah, I'm on 5,555 subscribers and 1 million total views across my channel now. So
Well done, mate.
yeah, it's going well. Thank you. And then obviously I was never going to start a pod, and then Mike was like, let's give it a go. And it just shows that we've now.
It was only if Billy was going to be
2,000
involved, though, as well. To be fair.
Yeah,
Drink,
it was.
the drink,
That was what was
drink.
discussed. Yeah, it was
No.
discussed.
Brilliant.
So
No, I
yeah,
want to thank you both for that, actually, because there's times I think, fucking hell, it's Sunday, I've got to do this. Do you know, like, there's sometimes.
Well, you don't think I think that as well, mate? And I
Yeah.
do one on a Wednesday.
Now, 8 o'clock on a Sunday, I could be doing something else. Like, my social life is fucked, right?
I enjoyed it,
But-
though.
But I know that's my point. I really enjoy it. I hear people still don't. I'm still trying to get who I am, or if I'm a little bit over the top. And anything for me is, I hope that whatever you think of me, Mike, or Lee and Monty now. Monty's obviously the nice guy in this package. Because Lee used to be, but Lee's now got a little bit nasty and.
yeah.
I think the one thing I would hope that people can know with us is that
Thank you.
if anyone sees us at any of the games or in and around Sussex football, we're approachable. And there's no ego. There's no egos with any of us. And I think that's the best way to be. Like, I'd rather someone come up to us and go, "Oh, I really liked your pod," or "Really fucking hated your pod," and we can have a laugh about it.
Yeah.
I do. It's my only night without the kids. So, like, as a single man, Aaron, it's very true, right? They're killing me at the moment. But I think for me, just like, yeah, we love it. I was at Three Bridges last week watching the women's team, and someone came up to me and talked about it, and it was nice. I had a few other people mention it, and it's lovely to see the effect we're having in Sussex football. And look, we'd rather be talking more positive about things rather than negative. Negative isn't for us to try and sell the pod. We'd rather have 2 hours of positivity. So, like, even if there's stuff that we've not brought up or that's not on our radar, please DM either Lee or Mike or the Twitter channel or the IBB. Don't DM me because I won't read it. But like, do it, because we'd rather bring up positive news. Like, yeah, he's got about 400 phones and an air survived the Vegas fire that we all know about. But like, do it because we like that. We like that. And like any manager that I speak to on a regular, they know what I'm like. They know I try and project positivity with stuff, even in their negative situation. And yeah, let's keep building this and let's build this community up.
Yeah, I love it. Look, we do it. Just keep the spotlight on the football. You know, we don't do it to make money, because that's certainly not fucking how it goes in this game.
No,
Brilliant.
we don't make anything.
Brilliant bringing on Monty, and congratulations, Lee. Well done, mate. He's off. Right, so he's got to be in bed, bless him. Yeah. So let's keep going. Obviously, not too much to speak about this week's lot of games.
Is there any questions for the comment, in the comments? We won't go on for much longer because he's got the Super Bowl. I was really not well yesterday.
The one I was in was this one.
Go on then. You two answer and I'll jump in.
That is tough. That is tough, because Stenning are nailed on if they don't topple Pete, obviously. Guernsey are flying. YM are still grinding out results. Peacehaven are putting in a run. You know, you can't write off Pagham. I know New Haven's had a big one. Oh.
No, I'm going with this. I'll jump in then. Go on. I'll do it. Stenning, Guernsey, Horsham, YM, and
Pagham. I'll go with those first three, but it's either Peacehaven or Pagham for me. You know, I can't see Bexhill getting back into it. No, what happens to Eastbourne United, mate?
I think they're going to get really close to it, but I just think the points might be just too much. I think they'll be like 6 points out. I think just the bad starts killed them off. But I would have said, like I did say Eastbourne United, but looking at it realistically, they're 13 points off at the moment, right? So it's a big ask, but I think they'll get close.
Yeah, absolutely. Monty, you're out and about you're in that league.
I'd definitely go with Stenning, Guernsey, and YM. They've been the three best teams we've played, bar Haywards Heath, by some chunk. New Haven surprised me with how they've dropped off recently, as they've been doing really, really well, and they beat us on the opening day. Pagham, they're a team I'm never going to rule them out. I mean, I get along really well
off Pagham.
I get along really, really well with everyone there. I've got a couple of mates who play there.
Big Aaron Miller's probably watching as well, so he'll be messaging me saying, "Don't write him off."
I mean, they're a bit frustrating. Obviously, we went down there and arrived, and then they called the game off. When they had cars on the pitch.
Is that when the cars were on the pitch?
Cars were on the pitch when we arrived.
Love those.
Driving up and down.
By the way, putting cars on a football pitch has never ever worked. It's the biggest oof. It's like this old wise tale of I don't know, if you've got an eye for it, someone should spit milk in your eye, like from something like your great granddad's told you. Do you know what I mean? It's just a complete farce. It's like when your car's parked on the spot and you move, that you expect because the car's been there. But let's be honest, the car's been there, not been on. So there's been no heat been generated. That's why. So it's not the heat that's made sure the ice ain't there. It's the fact that there's just no way of it kind of laying the way it needs to lay. So yeah, it's up there with milk in your eye. I don't know if I've got a weird family and that's just something I've made up, but
never heard of milk in the eye. But I agree with what Mark Lacey says. Lemmy is a quality class manager, and I tell you what, quality guy. Did a brilliant podcast with him. Well open, yeah. Lot of respect for that guy. Lots of respect. And that. Right, lads, just quickly before we go, who's your Super Bowl picks, even if you don't know, because I tell you what, I know fuck all about the Super Bowl, but every year I stay up, and this is what I do. Do you know it takes like 5 fucking hours to get through like a 1 hour game?
It's a ridiculous game.
Right. What always happens this way, I stay up, give it the big one, first quarter, close my eyes, wake up 5 hours later, it's only in the second quarter. Do you know what I mean? And then they got the halftime show. Who are we going with? Patriots or Seahawks?
So who's it? It's the Patriots and Seahawks.
Yeah. And I'm only interested because I've been in Vegas all week. That's all I've been going on about. I've gone trying to blag it down. Yeah. Go Pates. Go
The Patriots will win it.
Well, they're a night. They're a big underdog. They're a 2.1 underdog at the moment.
They'll win it.
And 5-2 on for the Seahawks. Monty, what's some price?
Being one who's has no interest in American football whatsoever, even though I have a cousin who lives in California, just around the corner from NFL teams. I'm gonna go with the Seahawks.
All right. Well, I'm gonna join Billy, and I'm gonna go the Patriots because they're not supposed to win, but it looks the best betting opportunity for me tonight. You can even gamble on the toss of the coin and what colour the Gatorade box is. So I'm going to be on it all fucking night. 'Cause I had a great day yesterday with a bookie, so I'm about to give some back tonight.
I can't think about staying up that late. Number one, and number two, right? The amount of breaks in their games. No wonder they're all big and fat. I mean, they have to fucking move to be a fucking.
Mate, when I was out in Vegas, I went to I went to a party at the LA Raiders stadium. Mate, those stadiums out there are different gravy, mate. Different gravy. But that's another story offline. Anyway, Billy,
what do we end on numbers wise? How many have we got in there?
2086.
Brilliant. Well, it's another great evening for us, and
it's fantastic. And obviously, Lee, you know, we're telling the numbers. He's in bed there. Bless him. He loves it, you know. And congratulations, Lee, on getting his 1 million views. Now, go and check out his channel, Lee's Football Adventures. He's just changed it from Football League Adventures now, just in case anyone didn't know his name. So he's changed that. And, yeah, it's all good. So we will be back at it next week. So like I say, you got any rumours, got any shouts, got any news, get in contact with us. DMs, phone is always open. And I've missed a couple. I can't put that, Charlesy. I can't put that because there's some things I can't say. But yeah, everyone, thank you for the support. We do it for you guys.
I've got the same message.
Yeah, exactly. We do it for you guys. We do it because Sussex football and non-league football, people out there, some great people in there, and they need to be showcased. A hard work that they put in, and the players, the coaches, you know, you do it for us too. So yeah, keep going, and lads, go Pates. I'll speak to you later. Take care, everyone, and thank you once again. IBB10 show, and Lee would have said bye as well, but he had to be in bed.